Okay, invites are out, and it is time to get raiding. Hop in the right channel here.
People from both coasts. If you're not in the country, I can't help you.
There we go.
As
I
Zeb
know.
found out when he went to Korea.
As East Coasters have to suffer to accommodate you West Coasters.
For some reason, all the coolest guilds are East Coast guilds.
There's a reason for that.
So you guys are nicer?
I don't know. You must. I wouldn't say that if you've ever been to New Jersey.
We're just too high to lead raids and guilds. That's probably what you guys think.
That's probably accurate.
Dogtooth doesn't help.
Looks like they're all over here. Wasn't around on Tuesday, so I'm not sure where we left off.
You open up trade room. What do you want? Put it in the will not be traded section at the bottom.
My deaf, I didn't hear him saying.
He's talking to Guild chat in raid chat.
Oh,
I need to know which one you want.
that's what I was getting.
He wants leech.
Fortified leech.
Okay.
Let the hunters explain it for you. We got his back.
Appreciate it.
Sorry about that. Switched out my push to talk button.
No worries.
As soon as we get a tank, we can start murdering stuff.
I can swap temporarily.
You could do that, although Tazor just got here. Either way, whatever makes the trash go die.
He's running the wrong way.
Which way?
He's hiding.
I may need to have to reload, even though it took me forever to get in, but having some lag issues.
That'll do it over here. That's always.
Yeah, we're having it here in raid because I just tried to do a summon and it took 5 seconds to actually go.
I'm just so tired. I haven't took a nap this afternoon.
Like 2 minutes for it to actually load the
Oh,
game.
shit.
Yeah, that sounds like memory leak or something going on. Maybe a reboot is in order. Because I don't expect that's going to get better in the middle of a fight, you know?
Close all the tabs.
No, I even restarted my computer.
I refuse to close all the tabs on both my browsers.
He needs to have all those kitty videos open.
Well, no
You can
FPS
translate
for
what
you.
a kitty video it is.
What is that? Pony. Bronies? Bronies? That's it. Bronies. He's a brony.
Hey, Ansi, pull.
That hurt.
Howdy up.
Hello.
Get you once we get out of combat.
There's better than the death skip.
I like death skipping, but you know, we have to kill the time anyways.
Talent changer down.
You're the best design.
At least one person says that.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was a summon. You're the best, Abby.
Asbestos. Might want to get that checked out.
I mean, that's awesome that Abby's able to drop a closet on her own.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been out drinking beers with my neighbors here like all night.
We get to see what drunk pack's hit points per second is.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, like it's been that way the last couple Thursdays. Old garage beers.
God, now I remember why I always turn off general chat and raids.
Nothing wrong with that when the weather gets good.
The weather was nice today. We had our back screen door open, and then a tractor went by, blowing manure all over the field.
Sweet.
Yeah, my husband didn't smell it, and I was like, dear God, please close all the things. He's like, oh God, what happened?
You know, there's easier ways to do COVID tests.
Right. We are not COVID here for that. Whew.
That's actually not a very popular symptom anymore.
You know, Fuzzy, that was a really shitty deal.
Ah!
Oh,
Waka.
He made a funny waka waka waka.
You spread that one on thick.
Oh my God, okay.
It's gonna be one of those nights, isn't it?
Only if we make it a jailer.
Oh yeah.
I got some saved up just for him.
Would you like to hear some manure?
Ah, I get it.
Well, give me more. Shut up.
God, why did I come back?
We're not
Did you
sure.
like the abuse?
They were saving it for you.
Right? Get your crappiest jokes out here.
Hey, we've been building it up for weeks.
Where were you now? Where'd you guys go?
Cocoa Beach.
He was down in Florida getting COVID.
Very nice.
He had to go to the phone store.
Yeah. Dr. Lupo and his family went to Florida on vacation. They came back and had COVID.
But in Pennsylvania, it was like 80 today here, and then a cold front came through, and it's like 65.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, snowed in Oregon.
In April.
Yeah, okay, I'm up here in
Think a vampire got him?
I think
Does
so.
live in Washington.
70 beautiful today. Ugh.
It was nice here, but it was windy as hell. My greenhouse is all blew away. Luckily, radishes and onions don't care about the cold too much.
Our strawberry's a little upset right now. A little droopy.
Yeah. Mine made it through the winter in the greenhouse. I mean,
You
it
should
wasn't.
cheer it up.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not that big.
I gave it some water. I don't know what else it wants. I'm not gonna hug it.
Talk to it, read it a story.
It's my wife's job. I'm just watering it for her while she's gone.
We did them in hanging baskets last summer. It was really good.
That's what it's in, actually.
Yeah, I have a 2 lifted on stands.
Oh, man.
Covers
All right, 2 minutes.
The wind blew. I looked out the window and went, uh-oh. Hopefully it's not a neighbor's yard.
Sorry, are we dropping food or eat our own?
Yeah, we'll drop them.
When have we not dropped food in Cauldron's packs?
No, I only said because we're like 45
I'm sorry,
seconds full.
Are you out of beer or something? Are you thirsty? You need to drink some food?
I drank a lot of beer.
What's a lot?
Pack's gonna have to pee in between pulls. That's checking who's here.
I had 7 beers there, and didn't have anything to eat yet.
You can drop stuff, cons.
7 beers over how long of a span? Are we talking like 20 minutes?
No, about 4 hours. So it was like
Talking
a
like
couple beers an hour.
Coors or like Bush?
No.
Canadian beer.
Real beer, Canadian beer.
So it has maple syrup in it.
I mean, it says extra thick.
Yeah.
This is why Soulstone Alanize, just saying.
Good idea.
I think I already have one.
Ah, dang it.
All right, so we're gonna do this a hair bit differently than in past because now heroic and traps don't clear. Traps should be targeted on ranged, not melee. So tanks are gonna do what they normally do. We're gonna drop the first portal on the nipple over there. We're gonna drop whoever gets the other portal in the middle. Ranged are going to be stacked up around the edge of the room. We're going to start stacked at star because the trap should only be put on ranged. When star gets annoyingly filled with traps, then we're going to rotate and start dropping the tank portal back on triangle back there, and the ranged are going to hang out at nipple. And we're just going to kind of rotate around the room trying not to trap people.
Okay.
But it's important that if you're ranged, you're at the edge of the room as much as possible when we're baiting traps, so that the traps are over there, not out in the middle of freaking nowhere.
The only request I have with that is if that's the case, if I'm on the edge right now where the boss is at, he's out of range. We need to make sure he stays in range of the range.
Yeah. Boss should be hovering, roughly in that land. Most of the time. And we don't get traps during the intermission phases when we're killing ads, so we can all come out and kill ads. The only thing we have to watch stacking the ranged over here is we need to spread out loosely for the chain lightning, because traps do come basically during the chain lightning, but we have to kind of spread out along the wall as much as possible to keep the traps out of the middle.
So should we put up 2 Warlock gates? Since we're going to be moving around the room.
Yeah, we can put up warlock gates to jump.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you want them on the edges or do you want from the outside in?
I'd probably go edge to edge. I mean, I don't know. Are people actively using them to jump rings?
Sometimes.
Yeah, you could do. So you could do 2 from outside in, put 1 at like nipple and 1 at triangle. Just make sure if you're using it to jump out, you go the right way. Yeah, because I guess we really don't need it to move from piece to piece. We need it to jump the rings. So I guess, yeah, if you want to relocate your shiv to the middle.
Okay.
And then have Esme put yours back over from like green in, probably. Or do you? Yeah, that probably makes sense.
Can do.
Just
don't put it right on the mark, because theoretically the portal's going to be right on the mark. So put it like off, yeah, in that land.
Good thing I'm using a gun, Fuzzy.
Hightails isn't.
We're going to last phase 50%. When we're in the add phase, we got to make sure we burn things down and not CC the ones that are out at range because we've got 2 Death Knights to get them pulled in with, you know, all the things. We should be able to use regular Death Knight grips. You don't need grip Legos. You can do your normal smash stuff Legos Death Knights. For the tank bomb, you know, we should have plenty of space to run that away and not drop it near traps so people don't run out of the bomb in the traps or through traps or anything. If we're baiting them all to the edge of the room, then things should be happy. Some paladin has Crusader on.
True enough.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I am past my breaking point.
First is Wormhole.
It is amusing how you stand
Freaky to the middle.
space and time.
It's going to be AE and then traps, so spread out but ranged get to the edge. Traps in 2, be at the edge. I see a lot of range, not at the edge.
Agony amuses me. Your destruction is unavoidable.
Move towards the outer portal, head towards Nipple, go ahead and take the portal.
You cannot even control where you stand.
Here's a bomb. Spread out as soon as this comes. Here's traps, be on the edge.
Intermission.
This is ads, Pax Trank.
Wow, that boat is really fucking obnoxious.
Abby him. Oh, Abby down, we're gonna need to get Ab. Cave Ormac. Go ahead and get Abby up.
Getting her. Oh.
Alkalite nuked.
Yeah, okay, so we need to prioritize the acolytes. We have soul stones out, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, jump, wipe it up. Dying seeds.
You lack. I am the force you have always feared.
Nice grouping.
In the middle.
I am too. Everybody's like around me. It's kind of creepy.
Choo choo.
Like in Game of Thrones, where they like organize the bodies.
Yeah, you beat me to it.
I have a question about the ad phase there.
Yeah.
So, I know that the acolytes aren't supposed to transform till they get to 100 energy. Why was it that the higher health one who only had like 10 energy started to transform?
Good question.
Let me look here. The answer is probably reason.
Because I can't even see anything about like if they, like what one starts to cast.
So
if they both.
once they start getting a high energy, we can stun them to keep them from casting transformations. So
Well,
that's what we're
I'm
gonna need to
saying.
start doing to buy time.
Is that
But-
the other one had low energy and was casting it?
I'd have to look at it. I don't know. That might be a unit frame issue because they shouldn't cast it until they start getting a 90 plus energy.
Hey, when they hit 100 energy, they become immune to CC and transform.
And yeah, we definitely need to have ranged over on the edge because one of those traps got dropped out in the middle of nowhere. Like you can step up on the edge.
Yep.
Just don't fall off.
Oh, you want that much of an edge? Okay.
Yeah, like on the edge, because the traps are really easy to see up there, and you only need to be out there when we're baiting traps. So like you can come back in when we're not baiting traps, but when it's traps coming, we need to get the traps up where they're not going to screw us over.
Okay. Didn't realize you might way the hell out on the edge of the whole damn area.
Yeah. Yeah, so make sure we focus the acolytes and get stuns on them.
Oh, there was food, I'm an idiot.
Does stunning them stop the energy from going up?
Don't believe so.
So just when they start getting there, I guess we can buy a little time by stunning them at 90. But their energy goes up fast. They got to be targeted. They got to be focused.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Apologies, Sheriff One. It would only take a moment to deal with these intruders.
Wormhole Sphere.
It is amusing how you stumble through
Rocknap to the middle. Alright, here's spread out, and then traps right after. Traps are in 3. Be on the edge.
so you can die. Your agony amuses me. Your destruction is unavoidable.
Here comes a wave. Head towards the outer. Get ready to take nipple portal. Take portal.
You cannot even control where you stand.
And it's going to be a grip. Head towards the edge for traps. Drop traps on the edge.
I'll not even bear a spot. These stasis fields should keep you busy.
And then here's transition.
I cannot see shit with that boat there.
Abbey South. Give me Freaky.
Was already used on Abby.
Oh, okay.
I wonder what the point in space has on your flesh.
With that to the middle, to the middle, to the middle. Alright, here comes traps. Range go to the edge. We'll probably drop this set here yet.
And explode, or you can die together. Your agony amuses me. This force will overtake.
Here comes waves. Pax is in a trap.
So is Esme.
Somebody else is in a trap. Esme's in a trap. It's gonna be, we need to head towards inner. See if we can break them out, but I don't know if that's happening. Take inner portal. Get away from the let's reset.
So when those are at the edge, their range is actually much bigger than how they're drawn, like way bigger. So be careful.
You mean up on the lip, or?
Yeah. So the way that the trap was, I actually skirted the very edge, and it still got me the trap.
Okay. Yeah, so definitely give them some space. Hey, I'm in the circle this time.
You're the pivot man.
I did not have a soul stone.
One of us.
I think Abby probably lost hers when she got res, so at least I'm back. Wow, really?
Of course.
It's good exercise.
Doesn't make any
I
sense.
need it.
We have killed Skrillex.
Yeah, right?
Everybody touched the teleporter. What do you get?
Your mic's kind of quiet, Rethan.
It's good
Did you
that
make
way.
it back in? I think you went link dead there.
Yeah,
right?
no, I got disconnected and then came back in.
Okay.
I shadow stepped back to the boss and it said "fuck you."
Nice. Well, so focusing the acolytes worked better there. That was pretty decent. We're gonna have to put probably an aura mastery and a salve on the beginning part of that, and then we'll see what else we have to do healer cooldown wise, because that hits really hard when everything's up.
Do you want to rally there as well?
Yeah, probably do a rally. We've got 2, so we can rally the first one. And what's the cooldown on rally?
3 minute.
Yeah, so we could probably alternate the rallies. Let's have you rally Nath, that one. Because that's like, we're coming into a lot of damage right at the beginning of that.
For sure.
Coming in.
And then if we dip, just fire off Oh, nice. You're the emergency button.
Look, they fixed it so the ruin actually augmented the thing.
Oh, does it now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not clicking it. I'm just clicking on my bar.
Mine doesn't
Wow.
work. I just need to update.
Yeah, it shows that you got it.
shows,
is what
okay.
I meant.
Yeah, but it still shows that I have 0 of them.
They'll fix it.
Hang on, let's
They're
make
not Blizzard,
portal,
they'll
then we can
fix
go.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not an indie company.
On tanks then.
No, they're an individual.
Right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Apologies, Sheriff. It would only take a moment to deal with these intruders.
So that weak girl will pop up a big button on the middle of your screen if you don't have it. Only if you have the item. So you can use it on your own.
Shaheen into the middle. Oh, that's good. Alright, spread out and get ready to drop traps on the edge. Here's traps. Here comes a ring. It's going to be an inner, so head towards the nipple. Take portal now. Spread out, and then traps are coming next. Don't run into the trap, take him to the edge.
Intermission.
Alright, give me the rally. Ormash.
Should we get Skull brought into the mid with everything else?
Put Skull in, maybe.
Oh, what was that? What hit me there? Massive blast.
I got melee.
Nah, we didn't kill Skull. Skull can't be away from everything. We have to cleave him down.
Get stone out?
Yeah, we have a soul stone.
Yeah, that boat is really obnoxious. They need to not put stuff like that in.
I'd imagine that'd be the important one to grip.
Yeah, I think he must have been CC'd or casting or something,
He
because
was
I know
stunned.
at least one grip went out.
Yeah, I saw a stun.
Very good. Look at Feast just.
Acolyte should get marked Skull next now. Did you release that?
Yeah. I'm about to land.
Okay.
How about we have Ledeth grip Skull and Kyrus grip Axe?
Yeah, that works. I like that plan.
Are the locations in a good spot, or are you aiming to move them?
As long as we can get them together, we should be good. I like the kill spot as long as traps are where they're supposed to be. And then, depending on where we're at with traps, we're probably doing 2 sets of traps and then rotating.
I am saving my passion for that ad phase too. So.
Okay.
AMD did ask about anti-magic zone. Do we want to have Kyrus do the first one and Ledeth do second phase?
Yeah, we could do that. What's the CD on AMZ? I think we could probably do 2 in. Yeah, we could do 2 in that. So Kyrus do first. Get the AMZs down and then grip. Here's Wormhole. Packs to the middle. Alright, spread out, range to the edge.
Your agony amuses me. Your destruction is unavoidable.
Here comes a wave. It's coming from the inside, head towards nipple. As soon as that swirl goes off, take portal.
You cannot even control where you stand.
Yeah, traps. Yeah, take traps to the edge.
Intermission.
Pack strength.
It's done.
Abby set. Give me tree up.
I wonder what effect pointing
Paris to the middle.
on your flesh.
Here's chain light. Then it's going to be traps, so range get towards the edge.
I can float, so you can die together. The stasis field should keep you busy. This force will overtake you.
Alright, we're going to need to move towards the inner. Everybody take inner now. Run away from the tank. Spread out, and then it's going to be traps.
Bear a spark of my teeth. Your agony amuses me. Your destruction is unavoidable. Never test my expertise.
Head towards the inner.
Transmission or intermission.
We can use the rotate after this. I think we'll
Yep.
Lost.
Yeah, so next tank port goes to triangle, green triangle. Here they come now down to the middle. We're going to try and stack ranged kind of around nipple, but just watch those traps in between. There's traps.
The stasis field should keep you busy. This force will overtake you.
Here comes rings. Head towards the outer portal. Take outer now. Head towards the outer again. Tank bomb us right next to it. Take portal, take portal. Fuzzy roar.
Just did.
I'm trapped.
Bad time.
It's gonna be that time.
Yeah, it's
every
always
time.
that's the way it is. I have a soulstone, don't release.
Tank should probably go through and pull us through the ring then.
Yeah, on that one, that probably would have worked.
Yeah, sorry.
The
I had just roared to get us to the first one because I was pretty far away. So.
Are we wiping or are we gonna?
Yeah,
keep
wipe
firing?
it. Wipe it.
That's soul shape right into a trap. That's fucking great.
I literally just jumped all the way across there.
Yeah, I fell rushed off the edge to die. Went right through the portal.
Time to unlock your secrets.
Hey, I survived.
Interesting.
I was in a seed.
Yeah. I was alive and still got moved to the pile.
Yeah, I did too. Get your shit out of
That's
here.
actually a good mechanic. Hopefully they put that on Halandris. Yeah, if that overlap happens the same way, we probably will have the tank pull us through the, either pull us through the portal or go through the portal and pull us across.
It really just depends on whether the
It's an
second
inner now,
ring is
yeah.
an inner or an outer.
Yeah.
If it's an outer, he won't be able to go through the portal till after the blast. If it's an inner, he'll be able to go through it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I am past my breaking point.
There's wormhole.
It is amusing how you
With death to the middle.
space and time.
Here's spark and then traps.
Hidden close, so you can die. Your agony amuses me. Your destruction is unavoidable.
Or head towards the outer. Take outer portal now.
You cannot even control where you stand.
Spread out. Here's traps. Take traps to the edge.
Intermission.
Alright, canceled it. Rally. Aura Mastery. Salve.
Ooh.
Let's keep this positioning.
Do you want high tails or no?
Hold it for now. Traps to the edge.
Hidden close, so you can die together. These stasis beams should keep you busy.
Jump packs.
Jump packs.
Its force will overtake you.
Alright, head towards the inner. Get ready to port. Port now. Traps. That trap's in a bad spot. Take the next. Just watch that trap. Head towards inner.
He's pushing.
He's pushing. Pack strength.
He is up.
Ouch.
Not enough oomph.
Yeah. I have a soul stone. How close were we?
He's at like 10% when he did that big burst.
Okay, so if we'd burned that on hightail, we probably would have had it. If we'd used that battle risk. Better. We're just gonna watch that trap at the portal there because a bunch of those keep getting dropped in the middle.
That's happening right after the tank pull is when it's happening.
So I think when that happens, just get to an edge. Don't worry about being at the correct edge. Just get to an edge and get far out.
I mean, we've also got that entire back section where you don't have any marks, because I highly doubt we'll make it over to that side.
Anywhere not by green is good.
Yeah. Yeah, an edge, up on the brown, as far out as you can, without falling off. Because I think they're more dangerous when they're like right on the edge of the edge piece there, because they like sit on the top or the bottom, so like be out at the edge so that they're totally up there, and then the sand will be safe for like everybody.
Sorry, I stupidly released, but I'll be there in 30 seconds.
Esme might be. Oh no, she's in a.
Nah, I'm right here.
I thought she was away too, but she was up in the front. Yeah, watch the frontals in those phases too, because those cones are nasty.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I am past my breaking point.
Here's the first wormhole.
It is amusing how you stumble.
Plus, or AMD to the middle. Spread out and then traps.
Hide and float, so you can die. Your agony
traps.
amuses me. Your destruction is unavoidable.
Head towards the outer. Take the outer portal now.
You cannot even control where you stand.
Alright, traps to the edge. Just take them wherever.
Intermission.
Intermission. Healthstone if you're low. Rally. Sal.
Abby's down.
Package trap. Give me Abby up.
Drink.
Take the next portal to triangle. We'll rotate around. Hey, it's me.
It's onto the middle.
Traps to the edge.
So you can die together. The stasis field should keep you busy. This force will overtake you.
Head towards the inner. We'll have to take the portal. Take portal now. Spread out. Traps to the edge.
Your agony amuses me. Your destruction is unavoidable.
It's going to be an inner.
He's going to push beforehand.
Rings out. Okay, just wait.
Alright, here's that. So what do we got? Abby, Sal. Healthstone if you're low. Give me an AMZ if we got.
The Acolyte's kind of far out.
Grip something. Burn this Acolyte, he's going to blow.
Lost.
New wormhole to purple diamond.
It's amusing how you stumble through
Down to the middle. It's going to be spark and traps. Take traps to the edge.
Hide and float, so you can die together. The stasis field should keep you busy. This force will overtake you.
Give me Seth up if somebody can get to... We gotta take an outer portal though. Take outer portal now, and then run from the tank.
Getting south.
Just watch all these traps. Traps are next, so be ready to get to an ed. Wormhole, go to diamond again, traps to the edge.
You mortals cannot even bear a spark of my genius. Your agony amuses me.
Breath into the middle. Get ready to take outer portal. Come to outer. Take outer now.
Tank
back
go
to
through
outer.
the portal with bomb.
Yeah. Tank go through the portal and pull us across. And then head to outer again. It'll be outer again.
I got crushed.
Take inner, take inner. Watch traps.
Burn, burn, burn.
Head towards the outer. We'll have to take outer portal.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Kill boss.
Nice job, guys.
Nice.
Great job.
Oh boy.
Yeah, onking on the portal while the rings are happening and getting ported through it and then back immediately is awesome.
The tank took what we said literally there and just walked right across the line.
Well, I can bubble it, and I missed hitting my bubble.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, why port when you can just bubble, right?
That is.
Yeah, I can bubble right through it and pull you guys through, but I missed
Picture?
my bubble.
A picture.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
Alright.
runs away.
I like that plan. So we got to try and make sure that one falls onto Zord because Fusk doesn't have an immunity for that, right?
Yeah, I
You
do. Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do?
I
Oh, you
I
can leap it,
leap.
can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, either one. Of
Okay,
them.
so
everybody
whoever
face
falls on,
where
we can
we were just running.
face the door.
Yeah,
You guys
face
were
the
running.
door.
I was not.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks.
Just kill the trash. In case we have to run back to it. Couple things on crab that are different now. We're gonna have to put a tank on either side of it. You guys can't really hang out together because not all of the moats, but some of the moats, the brown like lines coming out will be slightly lighter colored. The moats will spawn with a shield on them that you can't knock it back until it gets hit with a tank beam. So the tanks are going to have to aim the beams at the moats that have the shields. It's like the shield for everything else in here, like the geometric like bubble thing around them.
Excuse me. Uh-oh.
And if you look at the brown lines coming out, you'll see the ones that are going to have shielded moats and the ones that aren't. We can't snap dispel the dots anymore. The dots that get put on players, you have to run out if you got the dot and get in front of where a moat path is, because when you get dispelled, you're going to drop a puddle on the ground that slows everything that moves through it down. So the purpose of the puddle is to slow the moats down, but it will also slow players down, so we can't just drop them all in melee.
What?
I know
The
mechanics.
melee problem.
And then death walls. Oh hey, I died. Not even. I think I stood in bad.
Bad guy coming on the right. Or yeah.
And then you can get familiar with the mechanic in the first room, but it gets much worse as you go on. There'll be big rotating death walls around. They're basically stacks of orbs. The first room, only one of the spots is filled, so you can juggle around it pretty easily. The second room, there will only be one spot that's not filled, and then in the last room, while we're doing the last burn phase, the wall is 4 orbs big and solid. So melee, we're going to have to like constantly rotate around the boss. We need to have a tank on either side at that point as well, like in each quadrant. You can immune and blink and stuff across it, but because we're going to have to be bouncing moats that whole time and hitting moats with beams to break them and dropping dots in the right spots, like all the stuff has to happen that normally happens.
Yeah, right.
Other than that, it's just crab.
We're assuming everybody watched videos, right? No one wouldn't have skipped that.
Well, I figured I might as well talk. You know, people like to listen to me while we're doing trash, right?
No, I was just being sarcastic.
I'm debating making some coffee just to wake myself up.
End of the fight.
Then again, I'd really like to be able to sleep tonight too, so that might be a bad idea. goddamn, I am tired.
So yeah, if you've got a dot, you need to, just like the other fights with dots, you need to get out to a good spot to drop it and call for a dispel. Otherwise, you're not getting dispelled. Because we can't be dropping them in the middle on the boss. So you at least have to get out. Ideally, you go find a moat spot. The first places we want dots are probably on the shielded moats, so we can slow them down before they get broken. And then we need to split tanks on either side, so I don't know which side you guys want to take. But generally speaking, you should each take like 180 degrees-ish.
Is the dispel magic based?
I think all the healers should be able to do it.
Okay. Well,
I don't know. If
Could certainly use that. I only have one piece so far. That's gross.
Spell should work.
Okay.
Yeah, we just have to be careful we don't drop puddles in bad spots, because it does slow players down running too.
Right.
Where you stand, Tizard? Right there?
Right in front of Cons.
I think Khan's going to go to your right. I'll stay to your left.
Yeah.
Yep, and then the same thing with movement. We're going to lust, in the last room. Blah, blah, blah.
Can we get a healer on the south?
I'll come over.
Okay.
During this phase, there's only going to be like one rotating thing, so it's not even gonna.
Yeah, you can get through the thing on this one. It's just good to see the mechanic. Even the next one's not bad. Range should be able to hang out at the edge of it and just kind of shuffle around it. It just depends on what's going on with moats and stuff, and that room's a little bit tighter. I see one soulstone out.
I can't do it. It's on cooldown.
Okay.
I think I have yours. Shiv.
Alan Eyes has one. Yeah. 10 minutes left. We're good.
Yeah, I think I threw it on you when we were running away from the last boss, and then you got it.
Oh yeah. So the two ones that need to get beamed are over on Tizord's side. Here's dots. We need to drop them in a good spot.
Dispel math.
Spell the death.
Fusk is down.
Yeah, get Fusk up.
Man, my eye itches like crazy right now.
Dispel Shahini.
Alright, here's Burn Fit. Abby South. Alright, he's moving. Yeah, Buzzy Bro.
Oh.
Missiles. Pack Strength when you can. Here's a knockback. Don't die. You can just drop these dispels here. Missiles. There's a knockback. Tanks are split up, right?
Spell high top.
Spell red.
Spell the death.
Boss goes down.
Missiles? We can wipe it up. Get blown up by missiles.
Oh, why does my eye itch so much? That's so annoying.
That's Varel Calandris.
So all of the orbs that get shield on is certain.
No, it's so if you look at them, it's the ones that have like a lighter colored brown mote coming
They have
out.
the hexagon on them. They got
and
the.
they have the hexagon on them. Yeah, they have the shield.
Yeah, I thought all of them.
Nope.
That's a D20.
Oh, that's the D16.
I have a D100.
We only roll ones.
True.
Am I getting drunk?
Are you looking for a party?
By proximity?
Where's the Mountain
Come on.
Dew?
You guys know what that is. Thank you. Thank you, Tazord. They failed.
I know, right?
Wait, you were making a
Dropping
reference?
food over by Blue.
Are there getting girls there? Cast magic missile?
Yeah, I feel you for sure. Man, all of a sudden, it's just bugging the hell out of me.
Nerds.
Summoner was an excellent game.
It's more like youngins.
You know, there is the possibility that not everybody knows every fucking reference in existence.
But there are certain ones that everyone should know.
I guarantee I could probably make references that you wouldn't get.
That's because you're old.
Wow.
Doesn't matter.
I'm going
Every
back over
reference
by
will get
Tazord again.
regurgitated again anyway.
The future is now, old man.
It's all cyclical.
Get the fuck off my lawn, too.
Darn tootin'. Darn tootin'.
No need to swear packs.
Yeah, that was.
I
that
take
was...
it all back. I got
Oh man, I need tear so bad. That's pathetic. Ugh.
I don't think we should
That's all
still
it takes
stun
to
him
brave you?
anymore.
What that is?
Watch out for
Go down,
bad things. Here comes moats.
Where do we need to drop these?
Drop them where they'll slow moats down.
Alright, dispel magics.
One coming on the side. Oh, Husk is already done.
Missiles.
Spell death.
Spell
Tree.
shocking.
Ooh. What was that?
Wipe it up.
Ooh, he touched the butt.
Yeah, we had a moat get through.
Ring of fire!
It was like no moat needing shield on Tazord's side, then all the moats needing shield on Tazord's side. Do not release.
Hey, what are you doing down here?
Just an FYI, if people are still looking to get PS5s, rumor is Target's supposed to have a drop tomorrow, so you can purchase online and pick up in store.
Thank you, Shiv.
Yeah, but why do that when you can have a Series X?
Going
I
upstairs.
got a PlayStation 5. Xbox sucks.
Agreed.
You suck.
I do.
I wasn't dead.
And I'm really good at it.
That's why I came to the guild, buddy.
Hey, upstairs, go.
Believed my story. That's good. Very proud. He wasn't the boss back there, though.
Well, you did have video.
I just want to say to everyone, because I had the hiccups doesn't mean I'm drunk.
Oh Whatever, dude.
I mean,
No, it's the
I
7
am
beers you
drunk,
drank this
but
afternoon.
it's not because of the hiccups.
It has nothing to do with the hiccups. It has to do with all the beers.
That's it.
Just means you're not drunk enough.
Oh my god, if you guys could hear it when I wasn't keying my mic.
Good.
We can all imagine.
So
We
it's
appreciate
heal,
it.
It's your
heal,
drunk man.
heal.
That is literally it, dude.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
it's too busy messing with my dog to eat.
5, 4,
Oh, I stood up too quickly. Come on, game. I saw it hit 10 seconds. Oh my god. Oh.
Spell Shaheen.
Dispel Nath, draw Nath.
Card. It's whatever hits is over to the right.
Spell MD.
Spell the death.
Spell repeat.
Press fast.
There's an orb with a shield working.
South.
And we're dead.
Oh wow. Yeah, that got a lot faster when I got out of the snare circle.
Yeah.
So snare circles on shielded orbs slow them down to almost a crawl. That's what we definitely need to happen. Like priority is to shield those.
Don't really.
Or snare those anyway.
Let's make sure I actually eat this time.
And the food's gone. Yeah, it just doesn't have enough charges to beat us twice.
Yeah.
Sure wish I had my infinite rune.
Are you, did you get a res AMD? Or are you out in the middle of nowhere?
Look like he's right under the boss.
I changed bigwig so it should mark people who get the dot so you can kind of see where you're at.
He had a res and then it disappeared. Is he offline?
Maybe.
That's not answering.
I just tossed him another one as well.
Yeah, there's been 2 res that were put on him, and the first one just immediately just went away.
There he is.
There he is.
Okay.
Yeah, it only takes mine.
He wanted the Canadian res?
He wanted
He knows who's taking care of him.
Oh, sorry, eh?
He wanted to be.
Hey, he knows what's a boot.
It's a boot.
Hey?
What do your shoes have to do with anything?
Boo this man.
He just wants to go fishing in Quebec.
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 Don't let Pax fool you. He's a newfie.
I was just drinking with a newfie tonight.
5,
Like the
Fat.
dog,
That was the
Big and
problem.
fuzzy?
2,
right? The dog, right?
Yeah.
Here's moats, watch line. It's actually split this time at least. One to your left, Zorg.
Spell MD.
Dispel fuzz.
Good Fusk up.
He's up.
Spread for missiles.
Spell breaking.
Spell shock.
Your shield. Salve and Aura Mastery. Alright, get ready to run.
Binding shot out.
Missiles and then get ahead of the knock. Nadrux Roar.
He's a ventriloquist.
Missile. One more knockback. Hellstone if you're low. We have a tank on each side. Zorg's down. That's why I can't find you. Yeah, we can't, well, I don't know.
Freeze!
Spell MD.
We had 2 dead tanks, so it's over.
Yeah, wipe it up. We'll take a break. What killed you the first time, Fusk?
Does this thing hurt you? Yeah, it does. I'm just staying right here.
I'm even popping like my heavy defensive and it still one-shots me. I can't do anything.
Yeah,
about it.
you cannot take 2. 2 cube will kill you. Yeah, so we tighten that up, and do you need help calling which direction you need to move to get a beam on something, or can you see them and reference them to kind of get lined up ahead of time? Because I think a couple of them, you definitely have to pre-position because you don't have a lot of time once the beam goes out to get where you need to be.
Did you say break is on?
Yeah, we're gonna take a break.
Okay.
Contest to pee.
Yeah, I do actually.
Alright, so taking a break. I'm gonna go get another drink, maybe some caffeine, and hit the can, so we'll be right back.
Pax, have you turned 50 yet?
Not yet. It's coming though, brother. I'm gonna be in Italy for my 50th, I think.
Hey, Pax, you want to know a travesty?
What's that?
I'm out of beer.
I'm going upstairs right now.
I am never out of beer, scotch or vodka.
Yep,
Yeah, I'm going
speaking of
scotch. I'm going scotch.
that, time for a refill. Be right back.
Right.
Yeah, I'm getting a drink. I'll be back.
Yeah, get him out of here.
Hey, Seth.
Oh man. All right. Oh, I'm not drinking beer tonight. Well, we went on my wife and I, our anniversary was this past weekend. So we went up to the Poconos and did the little winery tour.
The Giro concert.
And then last night was pub trivia. I drank a lot then, so I need a break from the beers. Just a little while. So it's just water tonight. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, Seth, that's actually pretty good stuff. It's called Johnny Walker High.
Yeah, and thankfully, I don't have a goddamn thing going on this weekend.
Have as a bathroom, so I have to run into the house to go.
Except for maybe doing some work in the yards.
Yeah.
Yellow grass.
That's what your neighbors.
Oh yeah, that's right. Did he get the hose fixed?
I don't know.
Yeah, where I grew up, I could go outside and do whatever I wanted, but yeah, here where I live now, not so much. Neighbors wouldn't
Well, you can still do it, but you're going to get watched.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the cops called on me.
Here where I live now, it's all like, oh, wear pants, stop peeing on the neighbor's house.
They were bitches about having a mow. I was just trying to help.
Yeah, no, I just picked up some Lagavulin 16 on the way back in the duty free.
Oh yeah.
It was $4 more than the Lagavulin 10.
Oh, it's so worth it.
Yeah, dude, it's like
Yeah, we've got
$60 difference.
quite a few little breweries here in the Baltimore area.
Ardberg. Oh, I'm gonna slaughter the name. I forget. It's got like a really long name to it. Normally was $95. It's up to $120 in Mountown.
It's, I mean, so the state runs the liquor stores here. Most of the shelves are stocked except for the scotch, and that entire section is completely wiped out. It is such a pain in the ass to get scotch.
Yeah, that's how it is in Pennsylvania. At least we're starting to get some non-state stores selling stuff, but
They had
most of it's state controlled.
Virginia.
They had tonight. They had today. They had a bottle of Glen some shit or other made for mixing. I was like, huh? Who the fuck mixes?
You know, there's like a billion scotches named Glen something.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that's it.
The
Made
Ardbeg
for
Wee
mixing.
Beastie is pretty good.
Yeah, they close at 9 here too, Fuzzy. They're finally open on Sundays now.
That took a long time. Enough people are here for food.
Food at Cauldron going down.
Maybe a pre-spa.
Texas is still not open on Sunday for.
Oh, sucks for you.
I think you can buy cars on Sunday now too.
Isn't that depending on the county? Because
Yeah, it is county. Well, so
Yeah.
where my place is out in Kentucky is a dry county.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when my wife and I first started, when she was living in Texas,
That's
we had
weird.
to go to visit her.
Yeah,
And
whatever.
the county she lived in was dry, so we'd have to take like the trip. And as soon as you crossed the line, it was like a line of liquor stores.
Yep.
Not sure I've had that one.
In San Antonio.
Do like a good stout reporter though.
You came out of the base and there was the liquor and gun store, and you're like, dude,
yeah.
this is why Texas is so awesome.
Mississippi, where a girl I dated was right across the river from a not dry county. Like, really? You just gotta cross that bridge.
And the funny thing is, even in the dry counties, you'd go to restaurants, like chain restaurants, and they would serve alcohol, but you had to join their quote-unquote
you had to be a
club.
club member.
You had to be a club member, which
yeah.
was free,
Yeah, it's a private club.
and then they
Yeah,
could serve
I
you. I'm like,
I can't remember what the card was called, but I remember like, oh, at this restaurant I have to have the card
yeah.
if I want to drink.
All right, focus
Yeah,
up,
and it
Kill
didn't
Crab.
cost... Sorry.
No more talking about drinking. Time to kill this guy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I get a soul stone out on Elenies real fast.
Cool, thank you.
She's the only healer in range.
Sometimes I feel like you don't love me at all, man.
There's gonna be one shield to your right, Zord.
I chop liver packs.
No, that you're awesome.
It missed. I need a puddle over here.
Dispel math.
Saloon D.
We all ran to the same spot, guys. We can't do that.
Yeah, better to split them out or stack them in front of each other.
I see. So the shielded ones kind of randomly spawn. Spell magic.
Expensive.
Oh, come on.
More
Pockets
mastery
looking
set.
nice.
You want Abby?
Oh yeah, get Abby. Roar. Head towards blue. Watch out, the slow circle, slow players too. Missiles.
Got killed with the tank beam.
Ouch.
Help stone if you're low. Get ready for the knockback. Pax roar.
Done.
Just drop these dots.
Just heads up, I've got a storm alone through, so if I TC, that's why.
Oh, it doesn't pull me down? That sucks. I guess I just get to stand here and, well, sit here and stare at the floor.
Watch your health. So Zord, move to your left.
Oh, there we go.
There's gonna be a moat. Yeah, move hard left. Go far left to Zord. Get rid of that shielded moat. Get that one.
Spell on Paris.
Spell rather.
Missiles.
Spell Rindy.
Dispel Math.
Spell Shaheen.
Spell the death.
This is shield need to burn. Pax Trank, Abbey South. Keep watching Moats, he's not moving yet.
Spell done.
Give me Fusk as soon as we can.
Went Sethrin.
Alright, we're walking. It's towards Moon.
That did not go up. No, roar.
Don't play with my
Missile.
emotions like that.
Hellstone if you're low. Gonna be a knockback. Missiles. Pax Roar.
Done. Wow. Wow.
Knockback.
That would be nice.
Here's a knockback.
Get the little tripwire around his legs like an AT-AT.
So in this phase, the death walls will be full, so we need a tank on each side. Melee are probably going to have to rotate around.
Bless.
Watch the death wall.
None of the orbs are shielded.
Yet. Should we bounce orbs? Yeah, lost the sword. See if we can make it. No, we won't make it to it. Go ahead and die. Run in the death wall.
Yeah.
We should have a soul stone.
Question, why did half the raid fall over dead as soon as this phase started?
Half of us were already dead.
Yeah, a bunch of people were dead and they just got ported in. But a lot of people died to rot damage in the movement and the knockbacks and stuff.
Main thing, you can see very clearly other players that have the debuff. If you see someone with the debuff standing in front of orbs, pick a different set of orbs.
Yeah, or stack in front of them if you've got a long way to run. Like we want to get a dot or a puddle in front of all of them, or a circle in front of all of them. But stacking 2 circles on top of each other doesn't do anybody any good.
I don't think anything gets shielded in the last phase, just because there's no way for you to be able to guarantee you can point the tank laser at anything with it.
It's possible. I think I've seen some shielded in some of the last phase, but I could be wrong.
We'll find out.
What is Lance on this?
You're just getting hit by random damage. Can't avoid it. He just pew-pews people.
Okay, yeah, it hit me for like 70,000.
Yeah, can we get
So that's basically his auto attack, so that was probably when a tank went down.
Black Rocks?
Because he's lancing the whole time, he's moving between phases and stuff.
Thank you.
Move over to square. Well, wherever you're normally at, move there. Much better pull though.
All right. Let's see if I can manage to avoid the tank lasers this time.
1.
There's modes. This one will need to be broken here, Discord.
Dispel math.
Spell Severing.
Spell red.
Spell Severing. Where are you, dude?
Missiles.
Spell D.
Get to Zord up.
Cons.
Wipe it.
That's a wipe.
Just stack for missiles.
Don't release.
What happened?
Tank
Stack
stack.
it down. Stack for missiles in 5.
No, I tried to lay on hands. Frost hit the wrong one.
Reverse lay on hands.
You're my death buddy.
And I'm sure you're probably.
No, I hit Bob.
Oh.
Out of death or something.
Don't release.
Yeah, don't release. We get reses.
But
He unhanded him.
Fusk, I've been hanging out near you. Don't worry about me. I'll move.
I don't believe you take damage from running underneath him.
Yeah, I tried to die that way, and I was
It's-
like, oh, or not.
When his foot comes down, you'll see there's like a
Second.
AOE that appears.
Oh, so
It's just his
cool.
feet. Yeah.
Yeah, Fusk, I've been hanging out near you. I don't know if you've been trying to avoid me with frontals, but
Nope.
Okay, good.
Everyone was standing
It's like-
behind
That's the right answer.
Have you
me
ever
and
met
the
him?
sword are the
Food
tanks,
by Blue.
guys. You guys can see where we're pointing something. If
Exactly.
you can't move, that's your fault.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I was just making sure because there were a couple times it looked like you shimmied, and I'm like, don't worry about me. I'll move or I'll die.
No, I'm trying to position myself in a spot where I'm not going to get hit by a bunch of crap trying to live through a tank mechanic.
Fair enough. I just figured
We're
wherever
almost out of
there's
rooms.
gonna be orbs, so I'm over there to bop them.
Bebop.
But
Yeah, it's not exactly easy to see those when they're behind you.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, one of the mods I run lets you zoom your camera out a little bit further than normal. That's not a bad idea on this fight.
Yeah, your best bet is if you can see
Oh, man.
the swirls of where it's gonna go and plan.
We get a
from that.
closet.
Yeah, over by blue. Or wherever resume's at.
Summon Hightail when we can. Coming out.
It's a trap.
Yeah, no thanks.
Do we have a choice in this?
Yeah. The choice is yes or yes.
Damn.
It is a choice though.
Easy. We've been doing it a lot in this fight.
Do we have a vent here?
Yes.
Yeah, I am too.
Wrong answer. G kick.
Actually, I don't think Hightail's vent here anymore. think he graduated.
If we could find a way to move the boss out of his circle somehow, that'd be the best.
Yeah.
Get him
We
out
do
of the
that-
wild spirits.
We do that by DPSing him so he moves.
Oh,
So
okay.
actually
Is
transitioning-
Fuzzy back? Is Fuzzy back? She.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
Four,
Fuzzy clicked the button.
3, 2, 1.
Just typhoon him.
Alright, that's 2 on your side, Tizord. We're gonna need a puddle over here. Fuss got 1, so we'll just need to get you on the next one. Definitely want a puddle over here, Rethan.
1 second. Northwest side.
Down to you in a spot. There's one to your left, Tizord. What happened there?
People didn't move out of the way of where the orb was.
The beam swung.
Wait a second,
Yeah.
he swung over to us. We had no chance to move.
Yeah, no, that
But there
beam
was
like,
an orb there. He had to go.
Storm D.
Spell with us.
Fuzzy.
You gotta pay attention to where the orbs are, because the tank's gonna come running that way with a beam.
Hey,
Yeah, no, hang on. We'll talk about it after this pull. Which is now. So whatever
Don't
happened,
release.
whatever happened with that taunt, it swung like 180 degrees, like
Fusk
instantly,
jumped.
So okay, so that was a jump. But it
Yeah.
looked like the beam hit multiple people, so I don't know if they were all stacked up where he was heading to, or
We moved out of it and then it swung in our direction. Like it was moved into where we were running to.
but everybody that got hit, were you in one spot, or did it hit in an arc?
It rolled around and then ended up hitting us.
Okay.
Don't release.
Like I was running out and then I got like it. Then it went in my direction, so I had to like pivot. There was no time to pivot out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was running away from it and it just kind of whooped around that.
You guys are misunderstanding. Like, you don't look necessarily where the beam is, it's where the beam's going to be going. There was a shielded orb over there, so he jumped there last minute to try and hit the orb.
I refuse to take responsibility for my own actions.
It's not where the beam was, it jumped at the last second because
No,
it was
dude.
trying to do mechanics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
no,
the
it
moral
drove-
of the story is don't stand in front of a shielded orb because it's either going to get beamed or you can't bounce it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys see one, you better get out of the way.
It was just one of those things where it was twice where Fusk had to leap at the last second to get to his orb because they spawned on the opposite side of the room.
Yeah, and orbs are total RNG, so they're just going to be all over the place the whole time because
And
mechanics.
it's always going to be on Fusk jumping, not me, because I can't do that. So if you see Fusk with aggro and a beam coming, get ready to watch where it's coming.
I will be actively trying to kill you. I want all of you to know that.
Only if you're standing next to a shielded orb.
But we're all agreed that was Khan's fault, though, right? I mean,
Yeah. Right.
It was unfortunate, but ideally he has a chance to get to it so he doesn't have to.
Yeah. One thing that I don't know if the tanks have noticed, the white, like lighter colored swirls that come out for the motes, those are the ones that will be shielded. The darker brown ones are not the shielded ones. So even if you can't see them where they're at behind you, if you see that light colored line, that's the one that's going to be shielded.
Now, I noticed.
I was wondering what the distinction was there.
Spawning.
That makes sense.
I have to be running as they're spawning because by the time they spawn, he's already firing the beam.
Yeah, no worries.
It's just growing pains.
Yeah.
5, 4,
He sucked on normal, he sucks on heroic.
1.
Crab Brain Supreme.
no, brother.
So there's one right here, Dizord, to your right.
Dispel now.
Storm D.
Spell Charlene.
Spell Paris.
Missiles.
Spell the death.
Spell Stephanie.
Res to Zord.
Sword.
Where are you at, T?
It's on my side. Aura Mastery, South. He's moving. Fuzzy Roar, start heading the right way. Missiles. Here's a knockback, be in a good spot. And then missiles.
Spell Wild Wolf again.
Oh, I cut my cast short there. That was dumb.
Yeah.
One to your left, Zord.
Thank you.
Spell MD.
Spell Shaheen.
Dispel Nath.
Tree.
Aim Dizzle.
Spell tree.
There's a shielded orb right here to Zord.
You got another one on the opposite side from where y'all are.
About tank then.
To Zord's down.
Close.
Oh, wipe it up.
Don't release.
You can dodge though. Oh, he's gonna help us die. Don't bounce orbs.
So how fast or how often do those shoot the ones with that typical range?
It should be 2 per.
Yeah, 2 per stomp. So there should always be 1 for each of you to hit, like every time the beam comes out, unless 2 are on one side, because they can literally just be on the same side. If they're way out and we get a dot in front of them, then they go pretty slow and it's not the end of the world if we miss a beam. But when they're close on a wall or something, then and the tremor goes real close, then like it's pretty critical, especially before the shield phases.
Man, that pod is OP.
Oh, Dreamweaver.
I thought you were drinking. You're doing pot now too?
No. No, but the pod, like, actually I've been Soulstone, but I think...
Man, I need tier so bad. I just cannot keep up.
Halandris is anti-killing pods. He must be Night Fae.
There's only 2 good covenants, Night Fae and Kyrian. That's right, I said it. You
No
all
one
thought
takes
it.
anything you say seriously.
No, touche, as they shouldn't.
Right, here we go.
4, 3,
Mind the beams.
2, 1.
Moats. So there's 1 to your right to Zord.
Spell Shaheen.
Spell Kairos.
Missiles.
Spell of death.
Okay, we're all going the same one. Spell fuzzy.
Your shield. Aura mastery. Salve.
Oh, I just ate my Convoke. That blows.
Alright, we're on the move. Fuzzy, do the thing.
Caw. Meow, 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 meow.
Missiles. Comes a knock. Missiles. Get to Zord. It's gonna be a knockback. To your left, Zord. Missiles.
Spell of death.
Spell MD.
Missiles.
Spell math.
Spell tree.
Shahim.
Plus down.
Yeah, we have no res.
15
miss the
seconds.
taunt?
Both
Plus-
tanks down. Die. Plus was dead. That's why I didn't talk.
No, I'm asking if Puffs ever missed one.
Oh. Yeah,
I
what gun
think you
Puff?
did.
Yeah, missed Tom.
Stupid weak aura. It's not yelling front at me to do it, so I missed one or two.
Don't release.
Since we all have to split up, should we just drop from here?
It's up to
We're
the
always
bosses. That's what the bosses want. That's what we'll do.
Doesn't matter to me where we put
I'm,
the
I'm,
food.
I'm exactly across the other way, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
I would say here's probably fine. That way everybody can just
Yeah.
grab it before they run to their spot.
That weak aura I just linked will give a timer for the beam and who it's going to go on. I don't know if that would help you, or if that would just be more noise.
We'll see. I got too much shit screaming at me now.
Yeah.
No, because usually I listen for the tank swap, co-tank one, but it's not going off for this fight.
Let's see.
Oh, just to pay attention for once.
Oh, man.
So
Oh,
going to
shit.
the special options for it, the custom options, the default setting is sounded at 0 stacks, I guess. So it probably needs to sound at 1 stack.
Give me a second to find it.
If you search at the top for tank, it should be one of the only things that comes up.
Oh, let's switch this music up a little.
And custom options, you scroll down, you'll find Halandris. It should have it checked for show light, shatter, beam, and then the default is 0. So I guess try it at 1 and see if that makes it better. Let me know when you're good, Tizord.
Alright, go ahead.
On thanks.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There's tremors. Go to your right, Tizord.
Keep coming.
Clear that beam.
Spell MD.
Spell Shaheen.
Dispel Nath.
Missiles.
Matrix.
Good
He's
push.
moving.
Fuzzy roar.
Oh, we didn't get a shield phase that time. Must be pushing hard this go round.
Missiles. I think it's set up for the push. Knockback.
That's
Missiles. Here's a knockback. Don't be low. Two for one. Missiles. Press the Zord.
Spell with death.
Rest his Zord. Never mind. Wipe it up.
and it's white.
Don't release.
I'll take orders from the French.
He's not French. He's French Canadian.
You can say
Oh.
creamsakes. I'm not French Canadian.
Hey.
You would know it if you were.
Yeah, obviously, we're not here with Shadow.
Right?
Hit the soup.
No supreme. We got this.
Crab must die.
No soup for you.
Did that do anything different that time, Dessort?
Yeah, that was a lot better, man. Thanks. I just didn't stay alive.
Yeah, there's a couple of those that are set to 0 that you can turn up.
5, 4,
Yeah, I gotta miss the shit.
2,
Yeah.
1.
It's 2 beams to your left, Dessort. You might be able to hit both with 1 beam. Perfect.
Dispel Nath.
Spell Shaheen.
Dispel Nath.
Spell Fuzzy.
Go right, Dessort. Come back a little bit. Yeah, it's right behind you. Left, left, left.
Spell MD.
Spell of Death.
Spell Suffering.
Meow, 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 meow.
Alright, stay alive. These missiles are gonna hurt. Nath Rally.
I used it on Reclaim.
There's a knock.
Holy shit.
Clear these dots. Watch the missiles. Health stone if you're low. Knockback.
Excuse me.
Watch out, Pax. Zord, shift right just a little bit.
Spell Shaheen.
Lens Suffering.
Spell Ruby.
Spell Rethin.
Rest
Pulse
bust.
down.
Yeah.
Dispel on Ruby.
Spell of Death.
Missiles.
Dispel Nath.
Spell MD.
There's his shield. Abby salve now.
Got a shielded one coming in.
Wipe it up.
Don't release.
Now, when you're calling for the spells, be a little bit louder, because I ain't doing it, but I can barely hear the people that do. Nerf shit.
I think most of the time when people aren't getting dispelled, it's because of the healers being spread out around on cooldowns for the most part.
Most
Yeah.
likely.
Just saying.
Because we're kind of circled around, so it's that's the biggest challenge there.
Sorry, what is the what is actually killing us there? Because generally
If a
Seems
moat
quite
touches,
easy.
if a moat touches the boss, we die.
Okay.
That's what killed us there. I think
Excuse
Busk
me.
died because you were low and took a beam. It wasn't a missed taunt. You were just already at like half, I think.
I think so.
What it looked like.
I like that explanation.
I was just a low
Yeah, because
health.
that lance only did like 30k. The one that killed you. So that wasn't a double lance. That was just you being low.
So what you're saying is Pax is drunk, so he's not healing for shit.
That's exactly it.
He beat me that one, so I don't know about that.
I don't know about that, dude. But it's I think it's the things getting into the boss, right? Everybody's got to be paying a little more.
The one that hit the boss still had a shield on it.
Yeah.
We didn't break the shield in time.
Yeah, we didn't break the shield before the phase started, so that was just bad timing and actually pushing a little faster than would have been ideal.
3, 2, 1.
Because honestly, the healing doesn't seem too bad at all. It just we get kind of one-shotted there at the end.
There's 2 to your right to Zord. Alright, shift right to...
I got him.
Dispel Shaheen.
That's definitely. Spill MD.
Spell Paris.
They're both right here, folks.
What? Missed.
That's a wipe.
That was a moat. Wipe it up.
Bam.
Don't release.
Oh yeah, no sweat. If I'm raiding, I'm streaming. Which means probably Saturday. Again, I'll be streaming.
Is that just a miss taunt? Or?
Yeah, missed taunt.
Yeah, that was a missed taunt.
It happens.
Oh yeah.
Even when I'm not drunk. But I am definitely drunk right now.
Wait,
And thank you for hanging
how
out.
the group died or how I died?
How you died.
You died the
Time
first
is
time
it?
to a missed taunt.
Got 10 minutes to the end of the raid.
Did 110,000.
I'm ready for bed. Got it in.
It was the missed taunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, the raid died to an orb.
The raid
somewhere.
died to an orb or a shielded orb or something, but yeah.
It was not a shielded orb, it was a regular one.
Okay, so we need to not let the orbs float past people. Don't be meatballs, thank you.
And don't confuse pets as being people.
5, 4,
Or hunters.
2,
Fuck you.
1.
There's one to your right to Zord. Move right more.
Dispel
Let's
now.
grab this one.
Spell Paris.
Spell MD.
Dispel red.
Missiles.
Dispel Shaheen.
Spell the death.
Cleanse them.
South.
Roar.
Missiles. Nadrix Roar. Everybody get ahead.
Do you have him, Fusk?
I'm okay for now.
Ouchie.
Knockback.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, we got out of it.
Double death.
Spell second. Spell MD.
Spell shrinking.
Fuzzy.
Here goes shield. Pax Trank, Abby Salve once it hits, go now.
Trank.
Nath Rally. Keep doing things, we gotta pump.
Oh my god, excuse me.
Healthstone if you're
Just
get
on that.
Spell with that.
Roar.
Gonna be a knockback, get ready. Nadrux Roar. There's a second knockback on this one, so be ahead.
Excuse me.
Get these dots dispelled. Here's a knockback. Missile. Here's knockback. Hellstone if you're... Give me Pax and Treve. As soon as they port,
Oh my god, excuse me. I got packs.
Lost.
Good.
Rotate with the walls.
Oh man, that's bad.
Busk down.
Somebody taunt and take the beam.
Aloof.
for a second.
I'll taunt the next one. But you have to taunt before he casts it. Didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why I miss him sometimes.
Oh, it's not like I had any experience with that.
Did that weak aura I linked before should show you when it's about to cast.
Yeah, but the odds of me having
Yeah,
to
no,
taunt-
not. I mean for the tanks.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit! Yeah, that was a close one.
Probably done.
That was a good last pull.
Yeah, 16%, was it?
That's a long
16
fight.
sticks.
Progress.
Did I miss
Grab-
another one there?
Go ahead and
Fuss,
release.
or-
Let's see what killed Fuss.
Yeah.
Yeah, light shield beam, 106k, 200k overkill. Yeah, so when you don't taunt, it's 300k damage. Unmitigated.
All right,
Well, hopefully this Saturday I'll get some, maybe get some normal tier so I can actually keep up with everyone here. Because, man, feels like crap being that low.
If anybody's got loot to trade, there it is.
Someone else would just push the death right on the end.
I'll beat you to it.
I was,
Oh.
Crit haste.
yeah.
Where does it show up?
The neck didn't show up?
I was doing testing on my shaman and
linked it from me.
on my druid, this character earlier. My shaman's single target right now because he has the 4-piece.
It's weird how I don't see you on the list.
He's like almost 2.5k higher. It's crazy how much tier, important tier is. And it's only tier because the item level's similar. But yeah. I just decided I wanted to play the druid instead of the shaman.
Progress. Got ground up by crap. Killed Zymox. Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason why it took, what, 300 and some pulls or some crazy number.
Alright, well, that is the end of the night. So, like I said, I'll be back Saturday, as long as I'm raiding. Who knows? We have a ton of people signed up again, I think, so...
Air horn.
Who knows? But until next time, thanks for hanging out.
Gets lost when 2 or 3 people are calling for taunt or for dispel, and it goes off and just says taunt.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Yeah.
This Seth's problem next week, not mine.
Where you going, bro?
Camping.
Oh, right on. Good luck.
There's probably Wi-Fi at the campsite. Just take a laptop. You can tank from there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you guys convinced my